Hello everyone. What's up? It's Gabby Trades and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving in some major financial news that's shaking up the markets. And if you're new to investment or just curious about what's happening, stick around because we'll break it all down in super simple terms so you guys get to understand what actually is going on. But before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a breakdown. Now, first up, NASDAQ, one of the major stock market indices, right? It dropped over 100 points. That was after the closing bell on Friday. Now, this means that the tech stocks, which make up the majority of the NASDAQ index, are facing some pressure. Investors are becoming cautious due to some recent economic developments. Now, if you guys know Moody's, which is a major credit rating agency, it actually downgraded the US government's credit rating from AAA to AA1. Now, this downgrade reflects concerns about the country growing debt and budget deficits. Now, as a result, investors are demanding higher interest rates to lend money to the government, causing bond yields to rise. Now, when bond yields go up, it becomes it becomes more expensive for companies and individuals to borrow money. Now, this can actually have a bad impact. It can slow the economic growth and potentially lead to lower stock prices. Now, higher yields also make bonds more attractive compared to stocks, which can lead investors to shift their money out of the stock market. Now, President Trump is reportedly concerned about the rising yields because the government needs what? It needs to refinance a significant amount of debt very, very soon. High interest rates will make this more costly. Now, to address this, the administration is considering easing certain banking regulations like the supplementary leverage ratio. That's the SLR. And that's to encourage banks to buy more government bonds, which could help lower yields. Rising yields will make bonds more attractive and stocks less. So that's actually bad for the markets, okay? But here's the twist. Trump needs yields to stay low so refinancing of the US debt doesn't blow up the budget. So he might push banks to buy more bonds, not because it's good for stocks, but to artificially pull yields down. It's like really using a fire hose to cool the flames, even if it actually floods the basement. Now, which I find hilarious. Now, you know that guy who's called Michael Burry. He's the guy behind The Big Short. He's the legend of The Big Short. He was the famous investor who predicted the 2008 financial crisis. Well, guys, this guy has turned bearish again. His investment firm, which is Cyan Asset Management, has placed bets against major companies like Nvidia and also several Chinese tech stocks. I think it was Alibaba and something else. But so this suggests that he anticipates potential declines in these areas. What else do we have? That's it pretty much. Markets pulling back. The VIX, the VIX, which is the fear index, right? It measures volatility. Now, recently the VIX has been dropping, indicating that investors are feeling way more confident, right? The fear and greed index is, people are getting greedy. Now, however, some analysts actually believe that it's due for a bounce, which could mean increased market turbulence, you guys. All right, I want to see who's here first. Let's have a look. We have Cloud Chaser, B, Ed Murphy, Sugar Cookie, Crypto Love, Scott, blah, blah, blah. I think I saw on Kud, Dodgy, Sammer J, and Mark is missing today. I didn't see Mark in here. All right, let's move to the screen share. And Hodl is just here. Hello. Hi, everyone. Well, I thought this is going to be Zdravej. I thought this is going to be like a quiet day because we started with like 9 or 10 people in the waiting room. Now we're up to almost 30 people, which is pretty amazing. Sugar Cookie, you know what to do. Please let me know if the music is good. And you guys start chatting in the chat box so I can see your, your messages. Because everything restarts. You know that very well. Okay, we're 5 minutes in. So best thing is to go and look at the charts and start evaluating everything. Yes, please smash the like button. Don't forget to click on the bell notification when you subscribe. So then you get notified every time I go live, which is Monday to Thursday, the same time as today, if you guys are here with me right now. Okay, cool. So, how are we gonna do this? All right, I took a really nice break over the weekend, you guys, from the charts. It was so amazing, I'm gonna tell you honestly. Even today my members were telling me, actually Dottie was telling me, Gabby, you sound so enthusiastic in the VIP chat. Actually not in the VIP chat, I give daily updates in the VIP group on Discord. So if you guys haven't joined Discord, there is a link in the description box, there is a link in the chat box that I've pinned for you guys. So join Discord, all right? It's for free, and you can get your VIP role also for free. It's super easy. So anyway, yeah, feeling very enthusiastic today. Now, okay, what is B saying? I joined Discord time ago. Just live took. Okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I know. I remember B. You did mention that. You did mention that you were busy. That's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. It happens to all of us, you know, life takes over. I get it. Some people, you know, moving houses or whatever, busy with work. It's just, you know, we have a lot of stuff going on. Of course, Paul Premier is here and he is just living the life in Florida. He doesn't care, you know, for him, the weather is always good. Anyway, stop blabbing. Let's look at the charts. All right, so we're gonna do top down and everything, but where do we start? Okay, let's start from last week. What were we expecting? Okay, no. First of all, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say what the current target is for today's price action, right? And we know that the current target is down here using my indicators just here. And I say that the indicators are available for you guys because they are, and they're only 20 bucks. I actually did an interview with this Bulgarian channel. It's called Insider Club, really cool place. And then there was one guy in the comments saying, oh, she started promoting her indicators. Well, what do you want me to do, man? Do you want me to do everything for free? Like, come on. I mean, people are just ridiculous sometimes. It's actually absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, but you guys, if you want the indicators, you can get them. There is a link in the description box. My members absolutely love the indicators. Yeah, they're great value, man. Like, I could have easily put them for like $50, $60. I just gave it to you guys for $19. Plus, I've given so much discount to my members. Like, if anyone complains, just honestly move on, man. Seriously. All right, cool. So that was my little rant. All right, so basically, should we go on the 1 hour? First of all, let's draw our range, because my members have been recently very interested on this range, because range theory, because it's really simple way of trading, and that's pretty much the first thing that I like to, you know, to show everyone and teach everyone. So we've been pretty much playing in this range for last week and everything. So of course we know Monday highs and Monday lows are usually liquidity, right? We know that. So we have this Monday high here, and we have this low over here. So basically we've been trading in that range, and I've been telling all of my members and everyone that's been watching my lives, they know that once we draw our fib tool and we identify a range, we know what to do, right? What we do is we sell from the 0.786, we take profit at the 0.5, and we take second take profit in the 0.236 from where we buy, and we take our first take profit at the 0.5 and second take profit at the 0.786. Now, let's go back to this specific case. Now, what happens here is price doesn't reach our take profit 2. So when that happens, that simply means that the 0.5 of this range is holding, right? It's holding. And in this case, it's holding bullish. Why? Because it retested the 0.5. And from here, we don't take trades, right? We know that if it retests the 0.5, we know what to expect. And that is that price needs to take the high of this, you know, the high of this range. Or in other times, what happens is price goes into price discovery, right? We create a new range and blah, blah, blah. In this case, however, right? What happened to price is that we took that over the weekend here, and then we dropped down straight back into the range. All right, so that's weak. That's weak. More to that, all right, on Sunday, yesterday, even though I was chilling from the charts, my members know very well that I had placed, I had a short order down here somewhere. I think it was the 105 105 1000, something like that. So essentially I was tagged in my short position eventually here. So I saw that my position is tagged, and I said to my members on Discord, guys, I am putting my stop loss to break even because this is Sunday. I don't like to be entered into any trades on Sunday, and whenever this happens, this is bad news. All right, so basically I took my stop loss to break even, a little bit in profit, and I got taken out. To wake up this morning and to see, actually I saw that price was down, and I was like, what the hell, like, why am I not in this position? And then I just, you know, scratched my eyes a little bit, and I realized that we have had this move up. Now, when I felt really, really stupid is at this moment where you guys, you know, you've been watching my lives for the past few weeks, or I don't know, you've been with me for months. You know that I give you guys the levels way in advance. So go back in my videos if you don't believe me, whatever. You will see that this liquidity here has been marked for quite a while right now. And that's the liquidity at 106,030.5 to the tick. All right. So we moved yesterday, and my mistake was, why didn't I have an order here? So I had my order down here, but did I forget to place an order up here? I honestly don't remember what the hell I did, but it doesn't matter. I hope that everyone is being very observant of my levels because they play out. All right. So yeah, that's what happened. We took the liquidity up, and this is the reason why we weren't just satisfied with this high or anything like that. We needed to take that liquidity. This was also a major problem for me because I'm tagged down here, but I also know that there is liquidity above here. So yeah, this was basically the major trade, the major short. Anyway, so this is what's happening. And then let's have a look. Do we need to go actually back and discuss that liquidity here? So it's basically this high over here, which is marked as liquidity on a lower time frame. Actually, it's not even on a lower time frame. It's basically these two relatively equal highs over here that had my eye very, very seriously. All right, we can talk about the all-time high liquidity all day long. Bitcoin all-time high is liquidity. There is no, you know, no question about that. So we know that all in all, we're doing good. The thing is though, right, this is a sell zone that we're rejecting from as well. This is like a high time frame order block, like on a daily time frame, right? On a daily time frame, we have the order block up here, right? So if you stretch it, you can see that price is closing below the order block. So this could indeed be, you know, a pullback. Whether it's going to be, hi Harvey, whether it's going to be yes, welcome, whether it's going to be you know, a deeper pullback, we need to evaluate this right now, and we need to understand whether there is any danger for us to pull back deep. All right, cool. So that's the thing about the ranges. It's pretty simple, you guys. Honestly, anytime you find a range, you just trade it like that. Simple as nothing. Cool. So the 4-hour time frame, right? The sweep signals are telling us that we need to take this target down here. What else do we also know from last week? Well, we know that this low here is liquidity. Not only is the previous week's Monday low liquidity, but also the indicators are showing us this triangular formation, which shows that this low is very, very weak, and it's most probably going to be targeted. Okay, well, that's very good news. Price is pulling back right now. Okay, which is interesting, which is very interesting. So we've seen that this pullback is caused potentially from the sweep of the Asia law, right? Sessions liquidity, don't forget that. We had just opened the market and we're pulling back up. Now, to me, that pull back up is definitely an opportunity to enter short. This is what I'm going to tell you guys, because I have no idea whether this pullback is going to be very, very deep or not, right? But all I know is that we have the liquidity sitting at the 100,735.2, and more to that, if we go on a lower time frame, we can also see that we have a similar thing as the liquidity to the upside. Well, here you go. You literally have two almost equal lows sitting here. So that is major liquidity indeed. All right, so we want to target that. We want to target that. And also, right, there's so many strategies that you can use to just evaluate how price is moving. And I'm going to teach you all these tricks, you guys, in the mentorship that I'm going to do for you. And for example, the trick for today is that you can get to learn, super simple, is something that really works well on a higher time frame, which is to find the highs and the lows of the previous days, right? As liquidity, right? And you only want to observe how are the candles closing when the liquidity is swept. All right. So as an example, how can I teach you this in a very fast way so we don't waste much time and we start looking for a little bit of trades and look at NASDAQ. I want to do everything. Okay. So basically, the thing is, right, if you have a liquidity sweep or whatever, previous day high sweep, right, you want to see how the candle closes. Does it close above liquidity or does it close below liquidity? And by that, I mean the candle close. So if the candle close was above this liquidity up here, I'd be looking to actually now be more bullish, right? But this candle close down here, which earlier was printing as a bearish engulfing candle, currently is not that. We don't know how the day is going to close, we'll see. But basically, what it looks like to me is that this is bearish, right? Because candle closed below the liquidity sweep, which is up here on a previous day. So what do you do then? Well, you know that now the low of the day is going to be the target. So even though if today we play around, whatever, maybe we close a little bit higher, eventually tomorrow when we come on the charts, we are going to be expecting for this low to be taken with a higher probability. I'm going to tell you that these stuff do not work 100% of the time. You won't find a strategy that works 100% of the time, never. But you need to, using backtesting, you need to see whatever works, which one is, the higher probability in that case. And this is something that is tested and it works. Right, I am new to leverage trading. I need personal training. Yes, we do that. Don't worry. Okay, Paul Premier is using some indicator here. He's giving some alpha. I use Spaceman BTC free indicator on TradingView, which marks daily Asia and weeks and previous week's level, favorite indicator. Well, Paul Premier, my indicator also marks Asia highs and Asia lows, but not previous week highs and previous week lows. By the way, if you want to see any update on the trading indicators whatsoever, let me know. I can add it super easily because Lux Algo people are like, really cool with me. So yeah, they can update it anytime we want. So if we want to see the previous week highs and the previous week lows, actually, I might just ask them after the stream to add that in the indicator. So then we have not only the liquidity, not only the Asia high and Asia low, but also previous weekday high and previous day low. All right, so does that make sense? Let's quickly repeat. Because of the way this candle is forming right now, if we close this candle bearish, right? If we don't just make this whole thing a wick and then we have a body close above the previous day high, honestly, you guys, I'm bearish and I will expect for this low to go. And not only that, we said we have our liquidity down here, so there is major reasons for us to be on the bearish side. Now, how long am I expecting for this bearish price action to last? Well, I'm gonna tell you this now and listen carefully. If the price doesn't hold around the 100K level, honestly, you guys, if we start losing the 100K level, and by that, I'm gonna give my maximum. So my maximum for this drop is literally, if we start dropping, I am literally going to expect a drop, let's say maximum, right? First, I'm gonna, like, as soon as price reaches 100,735, I'm gonna wait for to see how the candle closes, and then I'm going to evaluate when I can take long, right? That's the first one. If that fails, I'm honestly telling you guys, this is going to be my next level, which is the um 12 hour, what used to be resistance, it's called R on the chart up here. So 12R, that means that used to be resistance before, which now needs to play as support. Look at it, we have two levels down here that are so close to each other. This is my maximum threshold for a pullback. Now if we lose this level, I am max short, and by max short I mean like max short, because then I will expect some serious drops to the downside. And how am I going to predict the drops to the downside? Well, this is going to be then me, you know, identifying what is going on with the current market, which is NASDAQ. Oh my God, look at that candle. What is going on? All right, cool. We need to evaluate this. This kind of looks bullish as hell, and I'm not gonna lie, you guys. You know, we've been discussing for so long. We took all the liquidity we needed to take care of on NASDAQ, and now we have this all-time high liquidity up here. We have this all-time high liquidity up here. So, you know, it doesn't seem recession-y to me at all. All right, look at this pool. This is super bullish, honestly. Like, look at these two massive candles. The rejection from our liquidity is generational. So remember, we marked this liquidity last week up here. So you can see how price is rejecting from my levels absolutely beautifully. All right, and this is on a 1 hour time frame. We also have a very clear market shift to the bullish side, to be honest, right? We have filled that imbalance over here with this minuscule candle. However, it's all like wicks. There is still no bodies around here. So I understand this move to the upside. All right, cool. Let's look on the 4 hour real quick to see what NASDAQ is doing. I'm actually pretty interested. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're perfectly respecting this 4 hour bullish fair value gap. We're trading into a 12 hour. Let's see on the daily. The wicks that we're throwing on this daily, honestly, you guys, this looks bullish to me. Like, if we manage to continue this bullish movement today and we close bullish, I will actually be looking for longs, to be fair with you, right? And that will be somewhere around on a retest of this daily bullish fair value gap, or some sort of a wick fill. And then I'll be entering here longs. That would be actually a good trade, but it all depends on how this day plays out. That's really bullish, actually. That's really bullish. So interestingly enough, I gave this trades quite a while ago, I think last week or something, on Solana, and I told you guys this is one way I can see it playing out, because this is my daily support here on Solana, right? My daily support on Solana. But I have very low confidence in that entry now, so I'm not in. And I gave you guys a second one down here at around the $140 mark for Solana, just because we have this liquidity here on a 12-hour time frame, which is kind of a high time frame liquidity, right? So all I'm expecting is for the 0.5 to hold on Solana, so we can enter more longs off of here. But to be fair with you, until Bitcoin clears, you know, the liquidity at 100,735, I won't be confident in longs whatsoever, right? In fact, I want to be looking for shorts on a retrace here. And you can see how weak Bitcoin is down here in comparison to NASDAQ. Like, NASDAQ is ripping. NASDAQ is absolutely ripping. What is going on? Lots of rejections up here, absolutely lots of rejections. So this could be actually a call for a short right now. Let's have a look on the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame bullish. Okay, fine. So if that's the target, then I guess what we need to do is we need to go a little bit on the side here, open some further indicators. Cloud Chaser, thoughts on the upcoming golden cross on the 1-day time frame for Bitcoin. I think price might pull back in that zone for the upcoming golden cross. Is that, what is that, 50 EMA, 200 EMA? Is that what you're referring to, Cloud Chaser? Hold on one sec, bro. My mind is blown. Too much information. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. You gotta, you know, the more you listen, the more you're gonna learn. Honestly, like it's really how it works. All right, let's evaluate here the situation. So these two relatively equal highs here. To me, look very juicy for liquidity draw. So, yeah. All right. The current 15-minute candle, which has just swept this liquidity over here, double top again, but price closes up. Did it close above? Let's evaluate. Yes, it did. This candle closed above liquidity, so that is no short setup for me whatsoever here. There is only this sweep over here that could potentially give some RR. Let's have a look if that is actually worth it. Yeah, we are trading in a 10-minute bearish fair value gap. Actually, am I logged in my broker? Probably not. Anyway, it's Monday, so according to my rules, I don't want to be entering in a trade on Monday. So I think I'm just gonna like stick to my guns today, and tomorrow we'll be looking for trades a bit more aggressively. But anyway, my point was, if everything goes to hell, right? If everything goes to hell and we actually start pulling back, which I really, really don't believe, we might be in for some serious pullback, you guys. And by that, you know, I'm gonna be actually looking at around 8% or something like that for NASDAQ if that happens. Because honestly, the fact that the credit score of the credit valuation of the US has dropped. I read the news about that. So the last time this happened, the market pulled back like 10%, to be honest. So it might not be the case this time, but if it happens, all right, if it happens this time, we're probably looking to, even for S&P 500, if that happens, if that's actually a top, I've already drawn my fib tool for that. Let's say if this is a high, right? It's not a confirmed high yet. This is just literally me speculating, right? If this high could be taken, that doesn't mean anything. But if price start pulling back and breaking structure, then this high is only then going to be confirmed. This is to help you guys how to draw this fib tool. All right, so that's not confirmed. This is just me speculating, but whatever. In case that happens and price starts pulling back and this is actually a top, then I would really, really expect it to come down and fill not only this gap over here, which is a new week opening gap, right? We have a new week opening gap, which is new week opening gap. And then we have one more, which is not a new week opening gap, but a new day opening gap down here, right? So then if that happens, I'll probably be looking at price pulling back to at least that level over here, which is going to be very, very bullish, because we know how these price legs work, right? If the price is very, very bullish, sometimes it can reject actually from over here, which is the 0.786, right? Because this is like a super strong extended market. This is what happens, ranging continuation. This is how the price market structure works. So the thing is, we also have the daily resistance / support here. So this is going to be the next level I'm going to be looking at. But for now, ideally, I would like for S&P 500 this level to hold, which is at 5,865. where we have another support slash resistance, right? So this is all hypothetical, right? We don't know what's going to happen, but yes, we are trading in a sell zone, so anything is paused right now. Okay, cool. So that's pretty much it. Let's have a look at ETH real quick. Okay, another example of how our ranges work really, really well. And I gave that example earlier this morning to the Discord community. If you haven't joined, join Discord, guys. It's for free. You can get your VIP role for free. Super easy. And please like the video if you haven't. B, I need an AI tool. Yes, everyone needs one. Basically, okay, so just quickly recap on this price leg. We had the bullish price leg over here, right? We had our buys from the 0 point, taken profit at the 0.5. And then what happens? Well, price didn't reach the second take profit up here, and then it came back down and it lost that level. You had another go for take profit at the 0.5 over here, where price completely failed. So we know what happens when price fails at the 0.5. In this particular case, it rejects from the 0.5. So essentially you're dropping down you know, beyond this price leg. Now you are trading into you're creating a new price leg, a new bearish price leg. All right, cool. Let's have a look at Bitcoin real quick. Lower time frame. We can get rid of all the drawings right now. See if we can catch anything. Although I'm pretty opposing on Monday trades, because you know, they can just not bring too much returns, right? There is no such thing as you know, as Black Monday coming. I don't see anything like that right now. Okay, so cool. We are on the hello. We are on the 1 hour time frame. We're going to assess a little bit what's happening here. Actually, let's go again on the 4 hour and see what is going on. Do you see the equal lows here? Do you see the equal lows here? Actually, we have lots of lows down here. So if I'm on the chart, right, and I'm looking for trades, I'm going to be marking these ones, right? I'm going to be marking these ones. So once I mark them, I'll be like, okay, that's liquidity. I want to see what price does when it takes that liquidity. Is it going to close above it? Is it going to close below it? In this case, we close above it. So are we generating more liquidity here? Yes, we are. Look at it. We have generated more liquidity with this candle. Market opens, we come down, we retest the wick, we fill the wick, right? We fill the wick, and then we come up. This is a perfect example of a scalping trade that I'll be looking at for like 1 to 2 or something like that. Let's have a look on a lower time frame. Also, the thing is, right, all these highs over here, when I saw price this morning, this was very, very juicy liquidity. And as price started moving up, this also showed, okay, this is a very, very weak high, so we need to take that liquidity. What else do we have? Yes, we have some sort of a breaker block over here that is just rejecting right now. We have some support slash resistance up here on the 15-minute time frame, which price is rejecting. But what I told you guys earlier, and I'm gonna repeat it now, is that I'm more interested into this inverted fair value gap. Actually, let's draw it a little bit nicer. Let's draw it a little bit nicer. Was it on the 4 hour? No, was it on the 15-minute? 30-minute? What was I looking at? 1 hour? Yes, 1 hour time frame. All right, so we have this inverted fair value gap over here. So you can draw that. You can draw that. And another thing that I'm observing, because of something about the fair value gaps, the inverted fair value gaps, you guys, and also fair value gaps, right? You want to be looking at the 0.5% of that fair value gap, right? So for the 0.5 that I'm trying to find, usually I'm using the GAN box. All right, so if that's my fair value gap, what do I have here? What do I have in the fair value gap? Well, I have the 0.5 right here in the inverted fair value gap. What else do I have? I have support or resistance on a 1 hour time frame. You can see it right here. This is using my indicators again. I cannot give you guys these levels without the indicators. You just need them. I use them. That's why I'm trying to tell you guys that they're important, because they're important to my trading, and I can't trade without my indicators. So if you want to trade like me, you just need them. It is what it is. So yeah, so now you have the 50% of the inverted fair value gap. You've calculated this over here, and it matches perfectly with this resistance slash support level on a 1 hour time frame. So for me, I'd be looking for price to come to this level where I'm going to be looking to take further shorts. What else am I seeing? Well, this is the liquidity formation up here, the triangular one, on a 1 hour time frame. So I'm also pretty much aware that it's possible that price is going to come up, retest that zone, and then starts dropping to the downside, because we have liquidity to clear to the downside. And I am expecting for this move to be more bearish. There's so many confluences that are telling me right now, this is it, right? We have change of state of delivery right here. So it's absolutely natural for price to retrace to specific levels to then continue down. So me personally, I'm going to be looking for shorts in around this area. The sort of leverage I need to calculate, because I don't know if price is actually going to go a little bit deeper, because we have too many stacked levels up here at around the 106k level area. So are we actually going to pull back all the way deeper here? I need to account for that when I'm adding my leverage short position. Does that make sense, you guys? All good. All good. She is the indicator. You guys are so funny. Well, listen, you guys, thank you so much for being here. You guys are absolutely amazing. I think I don't have anything else. Why am I so shiny? I don't have anything else to tell you today. This is Monday. I showed you my levels where I would like to short. Let's see how it plays out. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow, and also on Discord. If you haven't joined, join. Everything is for free. You can get the VIP role for free. If you want to pay for it, you can pay for it as well. On what, by the way? It's $50. So it's up to you. It's easy. Okay? Peace and love, everyone. Thank you so much for being here.